topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Powerful Business Strategies, where you will find out that everything you have ever learned about growing your business is wrong. Finally, a show where you'll learn the right way to grow your business by learning business and financial strategies that your competition isn't doing. And now, here is your host, President of Next Step CFO, Michael Barbarita. And joining Michael for today's show as an executive moderator is Chucky Obia.
Yes, this is Chucky, and I believe that gratitude is undefeated and growth is about the next step. It is an honor for me to moderate today's discussion with my good friend, Michael. Michael, how are you?
Excellent. How are you, Chucky? How was your Thanksgiving?
Well, my Thanksgiving was full of gratitude. How was yours?
Likewise, but full of food. That's the problem.
Okay, there you go.
Against my doctor's wishes. Well, thank you, Chucky. My name is Michael Barbarita, president of Next Step CFO. And Next Step CFO is a fractional CFO and strategic implementation firm. And our vision is to ensure overwhelmed business owners achieve the time freedom and consistent profits to build a legacy and live the life they desire. And our mission is dedicated to guiding small business owners to leveraging their time, exploding their profits, and building a meaningful legacy. This show, Powerful Business Strategies, and our book of the same name, is a step toward accomplishing that vision and mission. So with that, I would like to hand it back to my co-author and moderator for the show, Chucky Obio.
Yes, so it's quite energizing, right, Michael? I mean, you mentioned being full of food. I believe today's episode is going to be full of a lot of food for thought. How about that, right?
There you go.
A lot of food for thought. So, folks, we have a number of people listening coast to coast. I mean, we're continuing to really grow the audience for this show. And look, Michael and I were both affiliated with a number of different organizations. I currently serve as the managing director of business development for Vedder Price, a global business-focused law firm. In addition to that, it's truly an honor to collaborate with Michael to moderate business roundtables coast to coast and just document the best practices from those roundtables. That's part of what informs our book called Powerful Business Strategies. But please, folks, note that the views expressed on this show are our personal views based on our successful experiences. And my mission as a fearless moderator is to ask the right questions to help you, the listener, learn the best practices and best business strategies that the competition isn't doing. So with that, I'll toss it back over to Michael.
Thank you, Chucky. So we're going to talk about something that's costing you thousands in profits and in lost profits. And that's your approach to bundling and packaging your products or services. You know, just last week, I was working with a client who runs a successful HVAC company. And he looked at me frustrated and said, Michael, everyone in my industry offers the same maintenance packages. We're all just competing on price. Does that sound familiar? Well, I've got news for you. Everything you've learned about bundling and packaging your services is wrong, and I can prove it to you today. Did you know that most businesses actually lose money on their bundles because they think they're creating value, but they're really just discounting themselves into lower profits? But here's what's fascinating. The most profitable companies in any industry who are bundling and packaging aren't the ones with the lowest prices or the biggest discounts. They're the ones who understand the science of strategic packaging. And over the next 40 minutes or so, I'm going to share specific strategies that have helped business owners increase their average transaction value by 40 to 200% using what I call strategic value bundling. And I'll show you exactly how one company went from selling $89 service to $997 premium packages, and their customers thank them for it. And I'm going to reveal what I call the bundle profit formula, a systematic way to create packages that your competition can't copy and your customers can't resist. And the best part, once you understand this formula, you can repeat it over and over and over again in any business. So grab a pen and paper because I'm about to share strategies that will completely change how you think about packaging your products and services. And if you're driving, don't worry, you can catch this episode again at our podcast at powerfulbusinessstrategies.com. So if you're just joining us, we're going to talk about strategic value bundling, and I promise to show you exactly how to do it. So let me tell you about Tom.
Yeah.
Tom runs a successful auto repair shop, and like most shop owners, he was offering the standard oil change package. That included an oil change, filter, basic inspection, maybe a tire rotation thrown in. He was competing with every other shop in town who offered the exact same packages, and his margins were getting squeezed tighter every year. And then he implemented what he called the value stack method. So instead of just bundling services based on cost, he bundled based on what customers actually value. And by the way, he discovered through a survey of his customers, and I'll say that again, he discovered the following through a survey of his customers. He found that 85% were worried about unexpected repairs, 72% hated having to make multiple trips, 90% wanted peace of mind about safety, 68% would pay more for convenience. So what he did is he created what he called lifetime value packages. So he had that basic care package, that $89 standard oil change that everybody else was doing with 27-point inspection, a fluid top off, tire rotation, all that stuff. But then he stepped up to a premium protection package, which was everything that was in the basic, plus the annual state auto inspection, brake inspection, battery service, road trip safety check, priority scheduling, and a digital maintenance tracker. And then he upgraded everybody to what he called the ultimate peace of mind package, which include everything in the premium package, plus twice yearly alignments, this is all included in the package, annual brake service, battery replacement program, tire rotation program, 24/7 roadside assistance, which, by the way, he subcontracted out to AAA or one of those roadside assistance companies, VIP scheduling, and monthly vehicle health reports. And here's how the pricing went. The basic was $89. That was that clone of everybody else. The premium was $297, and then the ultimate was $997. And what happened is 65% of customers chose the premium or ultimate package, and his average transaction value went from $89 to over $400. And the cost to deliver these packages only increased by 30%, while his revenue increased by 350%. Because he wasn't just bundling services.
Yeah.
He was creating value that customers couldn't find anywhere else. Sounds like a position of market dominance to me, actually.
Yeah.
So let me show you another example that will really drive this home. So Sarah, who runs a successful house cleaning service, like most cleaning companies, she was charging by the hour or by the square footage. And when she analyzed her business, she found she was leaving thousands on the table. So she created what she called lifestyle experience packages. And there were basically 3 packages again. One was called essential cleaning, which was standard cleaning, basic sanitation, surface dusting, and floor care. That was one package. The other package she called the healthy home package, which included everything in the first price point essential package, plus deep sanitization, air vent cleaning, allergen treatment, natural cleaning products, and monthly indoor air quality report. So all above and beyond what all the competition was doing. And it was a step up. The third was what she called total home transformation package. So everything in the healthy home package, plus quarterly deep cleaning, pantry organization, closet organization, garage organization, and a monthly maintenance plan, priority scheduling, and seasonal deep cleaning. Now, the pantry organization, the closet organization, and the garage organization, she actually subcontracted to a professional organizer. And so that was part of her cost of that package. But the results were incredible because her average client value increased by 180% in the first 90 days. And her customer retention went up because she wasn't selling cleaning anymore. She was selling a better lifestyle. But let me show you the real secret to making this work. See, most businesses make these three critical mistakes with bundling. Number one, they focus on cost instead of value. Two, they bundle what's easy instead of what's wanted. Okay, so what's easy to bundle together, they do instead of what's really wanted by the customer. I mean, a perfect example is like things like that Sarah did, priority scheduling, and monthly maintenance, seasonal deep cleaning, those types of things. Those are what customers really wanted. Now, did she have to work to get to that point? She had to change a little bit of her mode of operation, so to speak. Absolutely, but it paid off big. So once again, those three critical mistakes. Number one, they focus on cost instead of value. Number two, they bundle what's easy instead of what's wanted. And number three, they compete on price instead of customer experience.
Interesting. So, Michael, let's pause here and just take a couple of questions and comments from the audience. Do you have just a minute for that?
Sure.
Brilliant. So, look, this is really interesting. I believe this particular business owner tuned into one of our last episodes. So they referenced this point about how you recommend every 180 days to have sort of a customer relationship review conversation.
Right.
Great. So part of the frame for their question on this, Michael, is to really know what's wanted as part of a bundle or package. Do you think it makes sense to have that as part of the customer relationship review conversation, once every 6 months or so?
Yeah, it's really important because understanding what the customer really wants. And, I think it starts with the business owner thinking outside the box.
Okay.
And by the way, you can use AI for this. What are some services that I can offer as an HVAC company or as a cleaning service that go above and beyond? And then you take that list and then you ask the customer during those reviews. I mean, now, I don't want to take the creative thinking away from any of the business owners out there, because if they could come up with their own, fine. But a lot of people get stuck on this.
Yeah.
Because they can't think outside of what they do in the ordinary course of business. And AI can help them with that, especially if they train the robot about their business.
Great.
So, that would be my answer to that question. And if they could come up with those different things, or if their AI robot could come up with those different things, they could present them to the customers and see if there's real value there.
That's brilliant. And this is also another business owner who I believe has listened to some of our last episodes, Michael. They ask, does this relate to the customer avatar? So in essence, can they reference their customer avatar process as part of figuring out what customers want as part of a bundle or package?
Yeah, that's really an excellent, it is. Yes, that's an excellent question, excellent idea. Yep. That it could be part of, this process of creative thinking of additional services that you can offer in a bundle. That's part of what the customer goes through, what their thought process is. And when you present that idea, will the light bulb go on for the customer and say, yes, or man, yes, I'd be very interested in that. Or no, I won't be very interested in that, to which would be outside the scope of the avatar. So,
helpful.
Yeah. So understanding that avatar is really a great way to really understand what the customer's thinking. And you have to put yourself in the position of a customer, that
Mm,
ideal customer, the ideal customer.
yes.
So so now these three mistakes that I want to go through again, they focus on cost instead of value. They bundle what's easy instead of what's wanted, and they compete on price instead of customer experience. Customer experience, all professional sports teams are really focusing on customer experience. So when you go to a game now, it's so different than it was 20, 30 years ago. I mean, it's just like totally, completely different. There's more of a customer experience. There's reality events going on. There's all different types of activities, using the Jumbotron and all of that stuff. It's the same thing here. We want to improve the customer's experience. So here's how to avoid these mistakes. For every product or service you offer in a package, ask yourselves these questions. Number one, what problems does this solve? Second, by the way, you can ask AI these questions too, by the way. What problems does this solve? What anxiety does this reduce? What convenience does this add? What experience does this create? What status does this convey? Let me go through those again. So here's how to avoid these mistakes that people make when packaging or bundling. They should add, for every product or service you offer, you should ask yourself or the robot or the customer, what problems does this solve? What anxiety does this reduce? What convenience does this add? What experience does this create? And what status does this convey? That status one's really interesting. So let me give you another example. A pest control company that was struggling to compete with national chains, instead of just bundling standard services, he created home protection zones. He created actually 3 zones. One was entry prevention. This was sealing entry points, install barriers, monitor activity, and a monthly inspection. And by the way, all these first price point package bundles, they're all basic. They're all basically what the competition is doing for the most part. It gets exciting. It gets interesting when you add these step ups. So in zone 2, he had this perimeter protection, which included everything in zone 1, plus yard treatment, garden protection, and quarterly prevention. And then in zone 3, he had everything in zone 2. It's called the total property shield. And it included attic protection, crawl space care, foundation treatment, annual termite inspection, emergency response, and property protection guarantees. And their average contract value went up 300%, but the cost only went up 40%. And the rest was pure profit, because the cost does go up on some of these programs. As I mentioned, you're subcontracting some of these things to others. And so at this time, before I get into any other strategies and before I talk more about strategic value bundling, we're going to take a 90-second break.
Hey there, business owners. Let me ask you something. Are you tired of blending in with your competitors? Frustrated with slow growth and slim margins? Well, I've got news for you. Everything you've ever learned about growing your business is wrong. But don't worry. I'm here to let you in on a secret weapon, your position of market dominance. It's what sets you apart, makes you irreplaceable, and has customers lining up at your door. My name is Michael Barbarita from Next Step CFO. I know what you're thinking. Sounds great, Michael, but how do I find my position of market dominance? Well, that's exactly why we've created our game-changing implementation program called Next Step to Market Dominance. In just 90 days, we'll guide you step by step to a position of market dominance by uncovering your unique strengths that competitors can't touch, by crafting a message that resonates deeply with your ideal customer, by building a strategy that turns you into the go-to expert in your field. Now, this isn't theory. These are battle-tested strategies that have helped businesses like yours double, triple, and quadruple their revenue. Don't let another quarter go by struggling to stand out. It's time to dominate your market, period. Go to nextstepcfo.net/contact, fill out the form, and in the message section, put the word dominate, or call us at 781-326-3822. That's nextstepcfo.net/contact, or call us at 781-326-3822.
So welcome back. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about strategic value bundling. And I'm about to show you something that will transform how you price your packages. So let me introduce to you what I call the bundled profit formula. And this is the exact system a landscaper used to triple his average contract value while increasing his profit margins by 85%. And here's what most business owners get wrong about premium bundles. They just take their basic service and add more stuff. Well, that's a little backward. Premium bundles aren't about more, they're about better. And let me show you how that works. So Mike runs a landscaping company that was stuck on competing on price for basic maintenance contracts. And then he implemented what he called the experience elevation system. So experience elevation system. So there were, once again, 3 levels of service, of bundle. And by the way, it doesn't have to be 3. It could be 4, it could be 2. But 3 happens to be the preferential number of levels. So the base level, once again, that core level that basically everybody else was doing, was weekly mowing, basic edging, blowing cleanup, and seasonal pruning. And then the premium level, which he called the property enhancement, was everything in the base level, but also landscape design consultation, seasonal color planning, plant health monitoring, monthly property reports, priority storm cleanup, and organic treatment options. Then he elevated it to what he called the elite level, and he called it property transformation. Everything in premium, plus quarterly design updates, outdoor living consultation, lighting maintenance, irrigation monitoring, water conservation program, seasonal staging, event preparation, and property value protection. He priced the premium level, which was that second level, at 2.5 times base, and the elite was 5 times the base. And what happened was 40% of new customers chose elite. That's the high end. Why? Because he wasn't selling lawn care anymore. He was selling pride of ownership. That's a customer experience. Pride of ownership. But here's what really gets powerful. The cost to deliver elite was only twice that of the base. Everything else was pure profit, and he was charging for expertise, not just labor. And so let me share another example. That this example proves this works in any industry. There was a dental practice that was struggling with their membership program. They happen to have a membership program, and like most practices, they offered basic cleanings and X-rays for a monthly fee. But when they analyzed their patient data, they found something fascinating. They created smile journey packages, and once again, this was a three-step package process. Number 1 being essential care, which was 2 cleanings yearly, all basic, annual X-rays, basic exam, and emergency visits. The optimal health step-up package was everything essential plus 4 cleanings yearly, advanced screening, whitening service.
Oh.
Whitening. That's a big add-on there. Priority scheduling, treatment discounts, and family plan options. And then his third package was a total wellness. Everything in optimal, so everything in that second package, plus quarterly cleanings, sleep apnea screening. That's really out of focus. I mean, we're talking about a dentist here getting into sleep. Nutrition consultation, monthly wellness check, cosmetic consultation, treatment financing, and concierge service. And the result was their membership revenue increased by 270% in the first year, and their patients' overall health improved because they were coming in more regularly. And this is what I mean by premium bundle formula. It's not about adding more services. It's about creating transformative experiences that your customers can't get anywhere else. And it generated a customer commitment level to these programs. And so the three critical elements of premium bundling is the expertise factor. Don't just bundle services, bundle your knowledge in consultations, assessments, and expert guidance. The convenience factor, make it ridiculously easy for customers to say yes by handling all the planning, coordination, and thinking for them. The status factor, which gives premium customers benefits that make them feel special, like priority service, exclusive access, and VIP treatment. So those three things were critical elements of putting together premium bundling. And the key is understanding that people don't buy services, they buy better versions of themselves or their businesses. Let me say that again. The key here is understanding that people don't buy services, they buy better versions of themselves or better versions of their businesses. And let me share something that's even more powerful about premium bundles. An HVAC contractor completely transformed his business using seasonal solution stacks. So instead of selling standard maintenance contracts, he created year-round packages, once again, for even though there's 4 seasons, for 3 seasons. So he calls his basic the 4 seasons basic, which is seasonal tune-ups, filter changes, and basic maintenance. Once again, probably it was a clone, an image of what the other competitors were doing. But then he had these step-ups, what he called premium, 4 seasons premium. So you get everything in basic, plus indoor air quality monitoring, smart thermostat, so you could use your phone to adjust the temperature, energy efficiency tracking, priority emergency service, and monthly systems analytics. And then his third step up was what he called 4 seasons elite. So everything in premium, plus humidity control, air purification, equipment life extension program, energy cost guarantees, comfort temperature guarantee, home comfort concierge, and system replacement credits. You know, when customers could see the entire year mapped out with these clear benefits and guarantees, 55% of them chose either the premium or the elite package. And revenue per customer increased by 340%, while delivery costs only went up by 85%. Now, some of those services, once again, he had to farm out. I think it was one I think was air purification. He had to get an air purifying company to do it. But the markup was there. And then he added future value credits. So for every year customers stayed on the elite, they earned credits toward future equipment replacement. And this solved 2 problems. It reduced cancellations and it guaranteed future large ticket sales because they had these credits that were built up for a bigger ticket. And the customer retention went from 60 to 93%, and equipment sales doubled within 18 months because everybody was using their credits to buy equipment probably a little earlier than they had to.
It's remarkable.
So this is the power of strategic bundle design. You're not just selling services, you're creating long-term customer relationships that generate predictable revenue and profit. And so let me share another example, different industry. This is a computer repair shop that really transformed their business by creating what they called technology success packages. And once again, there were three packages: the essential care, which is the basic again, basic repairs, virus removal, data backup. Then what they called the step up was the total protection plan, which included everything in essential, And notice how all of these packages, all these successful packages are including everything that's in the basic. So that, and everything that's in the previous level. And because it just increases the value. Because if you think the total protection is good, then the technology transformation, which is the next package, which includes everything in protection, it's going to be just so much better. So once again, total protection is the second one, where everything in essential, plus remote monitoring, monthly maintenance, security updates, priority service calls, and data recovery insurance, which once again was a program that was farmed out. And then, and by the way, that might be part of people's standard insurance policy. I'm not sure. It's a general liability policy for businesses. I don't know. I know that there's something to that in there, but I'm not. This could be an additional coverage on top of that. Technology transformation, everything in total protection, plus equipment life cycle management, technology road mapping, business IT strategy, quarterly business reviews, advanced cybersecurity, employee training, and digital transformation consulting. I think you should note too that every time we do a step up, there's more things in it. If there was 5 things in the second level, there's 6 or 7 things in the highest level. And their average customer value increased $180 to $750 a month because they weren't fixing computers anymore. They were providing business technology solutions. So before I talk about another bundling strategy, we're going to take a 90-second break.
Hey there, business owners. Let me ask you something. Are you tired of blending in with your competitors? Frustrated with slow growth and slim margins? Well, I've got news for you. Everything you've ever learned about growing your business is wrong. But don't worry. I'm here to let you in on a secret weapon, your position of market dominance. It's what sets you apart, makes you irreplaceable, and has customers lining up at your door. My name is Michael Barbarita from Next Step CFO. I know what you're thinking. Sounds great, Michael, but how do I find my position of market dominance? Well, that's exactly why we've created our game-changing implementation program called Next Step to Market Dominance. In just 90 days, we'll guide you step by step to a position of market dominance by uncovering your unique strengths that competitors can't touch, by crafting a message that resonates deeply with your ideal customer, by building a strategy that turns you into the go-to expert in your field. Now, this isn't theory. These are battle-tested strategies that have helped businesses like yours double, triple, and quadruple their revenue. Don't let another quarter go by struggling to stand out. It's time to dominate your market, period. Go to nextstepcfo.net/contact, fill out the form, and in the message section, put the word dominate. Or call us at 781-326-3822. That's nextstepcfo.net/contact, or call us at 781-326-3822.
Welcome back.
Yes.
And if you're just joining us, we're talking about strategic value bundling. And by the way, I just want to mention the phone number again, because that commercial cut off at the last 2. So it's 781-326-3822. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about strategic value bundling. And now I want to show you how to create what I call solution stacks. These are bundles that solve multiple problems at once. So let me tell you about Jennifer, who runs a successful IT services company. And like most IT firms, she's offering standard service packages, monitoring and maintenance, and help desk support. But she discovered something fascinating when she analyzed her clients' needs. The biggest problem wasn't technical issues, it was business risk. So she created business protection stacks. So, and that was what I call a solution stack. So she called it business protection stacks. And once again, there's 3 stacks. The first stack is the foundation stack, which is system monitoring, basic maintenance, help desk support, and even virus protection. Then she had what she called a business continuity stack. That's a business continuity stack. So everything in foundation plus disaster recovery, cloud backup, business continuity planning, security training, monthly risk assessment, and a quarterly strategy review. Then the step up to that was what she called an enterprise protection stack. Everything in continuity plus 24/7 monitoring, advanced threat protection, employee cybersecurity training. That was interesting. Compliance management, technology road mapping, virtual CIO services, that's Chief Information Officer services, and quarterly board presentations. And here's what's powerful. She priced these based on business risk, not technical service. So the enterprise stack was priced at 5 times the foundation. So the third level was priced at 5 times the first level. And then, but the delivery cost was only 2.5 times more. And then the rest was pure profit because she was selling peace of mind, not just IT services. And then a home improvement services contractor completely transformed his business using what he called life stage bundles. So instead of selling individual services, he created packages based on life events. And these 3 packages were first what he called the new home package. So it included deep cleaning, paint touch-up, fixture updates, safety inspection, and home organization. That was the first level. By the way, he went one step deeper with paint touch-up versus some of his competitors on that first level package. Usually the first level package is a clone of the competition. The next level up was called growing family package. So that's child proofing, storage solutions, air quality upgrade, safe room creation, and monthly maintenance. So this was all about having kids. Then his next level up was aging in place, what he called the aging in place package, which included everything that was in the growing family package, plus accessibility modifications, safety upgrades, smart home integration, monthly check-ins, and emergency response system. So the result here is his average project value went from $2,800 to $12,000 because he wasn't selling home improvements anymore. He was selling life solutions. That's what we business owners need to focus on. Customer experience, life solutions. But here's where the real magic happens, because the bundle stacking, this is when you create bundles that build on each other. For example, home evolution. So this is a home, what he called a home evolution plan. Year 1 was foundation, basic updates, safety improvements, efficiency upgrades. Once again, a basic package, what the competitors offered. Year 2, he called the enhancement. So he had style updates, comfort improvements, smart technology. Third was transformation, major renovations, luxury upgrades, custom features. And each phase built on the previous one, creating a clear upgrade path that kept customers engaged for years instead of months. And it was really the key to making all this work is understanding the psychological triggers that makes bundles irresistible beyond the general customer perception that bundles are compelling. There is a customer perception that when you put things in packages and bundling, it is value. But we can't think of it like that. We got to think more of the psychological triggers and the customer experience that goes beyond the actual perception that bundles are compelling. So let me give you these five points, the key to making all this work. So number 1 is progress monitoring. Show clear advancement from one level to the next step. So from one level to the next level, show clear advancement. Second, what we call future pacing. Help customers envision their improved future. Third, risk reversal. Make higher tier bundles feel like the safe choice. Fourth is status evaluation. Create exclusive benefits that make customers feel special. And then value stacking, adding elements that cost you little but mean a lot to customers. And so let me show you something powerful about solution stacks that most business owners completely miss. There was a commercial cleaning company that transformed their business by creating what they called healthy workspace bundles. So this is commercial cleaning now, not residential, but it included basic clean, which was standard cleaning, trash removal, surface sanitation. Then they had a wellness protection, everything in basic, and then air quality monitoring, advanced disinfection, monthly deep cleaning, employee health protocols, which was something that was very creative, contamination prevention, and then the total environment management package, which included everything in wellness, plus indoor air quality guarantee, allergen control, productivity optimization, sick day reduction, tracking, health compliance management, environmental certification, and monthly health metrics. Once again, the first package started with 3 things. The next one went to 5 things. And the one after that went to 7 things. So he's always adding value as you progress up the stages of packages. Now, their average contract value increased from $2,500 to $8,750 because they weren't selling cleaning anymore. They were selling employee health and productivity. Just a different slant. And the real power came from result documentation, where every month clients received air quality metrics, contamination prevention statistics, employee sick day tracking, productivity impact reports, cost savings analysis. This turned a commodity service into a strategic business investment. And clients could see exactly how the service impacted their bottom line. So here's the key to making solution stacks work. They must solve multiple problems simultaneously while creating measurable results, but every component should either solve an immediate problem, prevent a future problem, create measurable improvement, reduce business risk, and generate provable return on investment. When you bundle this way, price becomes totally secondary to value, and customers focus on results rather than costs. And so let me share one final example before we go to compliments that brings all this together. So there, a financial advisor who was struggling to differentiate his services. Instead of selling standard investment management, he created legacy building solutions. Now, once again, he had 3 stages of packages. He called the Wealth Foundation, which is his basic, investment management, basic financial planning, and an annual review. Then Wealth Acceleration, which included everything in foundation, plus tax strategy, estate planning, business succession, risk management, quarterly reviews, and priority access. Then he stepped it up to what he called Legacy Mastery. So everything in acceleration, plus what he called family office services, which is a higher level of investment for accredited investors. Next generation planning, philanthropic strategy, business advisory, monthly strategy sessions, concierge sessions, and private events. His average client value increased from $3,000 to $25,000 annually.
Wow.
Yeah. He hit a 98% retention rate with his customers because he wasn't just managing money anymore. Through these bundles, he was helping create generational wealth. The key to understanding that every business, regardless of the industry, has the opportunity to create solution stacks that transform the transactional relationships into long-term partnerships. And when you do this right, you don't just increase revenue, but you create predictable, sustainable profit growth. Remember, it's not about adding more services, it's about creating more value through a strategic combination and careful orchestration of your offerings.
Wow.
It's now time for compliments, Chuki.
Michael, I mean, just brilliant stuff. Took a lot of notes. And I imagine, by the way, folks, as you digest all of this good information, if there are any follow-up questions that you have, let us know, as Michael has provided some contact info. So, Michael, we've got a number of solid business compliment spotlights that we want to highlight today. So, and by the way, these are business owners coast to coast. The first is Christina and Kareem Maksud with Makshu Productions. That's spelled MAKSCHU Productions. And they are a full service video production and animation company in Florida. They specialize in local business projects, really supporting small business and medium-sized business owners. They both studied, get this, Michael, they both studied motion design.
Wow.
Which, yeah, right. I mean, fascinating. It takes the principles of animation, graphic design, and cinematography, and then they combine that to create really powerful pieces of content. And as a business owner, you could reach out to them to help move audiences, literally, to motion design and move audiences in your direction to the growth of your business. Their website, makschu.com, makschu.com. The next business owner is Paul Stanley with Granite Bay Wealth Management. Paul was actually recently recognized on the list of Forbes Best in State Wealth Advisors. He's based in New Hampshire. And this is really interesting, Michael, from Paul. Here's what he believes, one of his belief statements. We believe that achieving your financial goals requires diligent research, proper asset allocation, and the courage to stay on course in tough times. Isn't that incredible?
That is.
Granite Bay WM is the website. So it's granitebaywm.com is the website. The next business owner is Josh Harriet with Harriet Creative. This is a family-owned and operated business since 2008. They are independent and professional in how they approach graphics design, and they specialize in logos and publications and branding. I love this headline. Ideas made visual is their headline. And when you ask clients about Josh, here's what clients say. Josh is talented, reliable, and easy to work with. You can check him out at harrietcreative.com. And then the last business owner to spotlight in today's Business Compliments segment is Sven Gade, who's with Leader Trip Business Coaching. He's a certified coach. And check out this belief statement from Sven. Every human being has been blessed with unique talents and abilities, and we all have excellence in us. People are naturally creative and resourceful. Think about all the items around you that were once invented by men and women who followed their passion and changed the world. This is what Sven and his team believe, right? It's really incredible. They bring together people to solve complex problems and provide new solutions. Great teams go far. You can check them out at leadertrip-coaching.com. Michael, I'll toss it back over to you.
Thank you, Chuki. I just want to close with giving specific action steps that our audience can start tomorrow regarding bundle creation. So here is what I call the bundle creation formula. Step one is value discovery. Survey your best customers and ask, what results are they trying to achieve? What frustrates them the most? What would make their lives easier? And what would they gladly pay more for? Step two is solution design. So create 3 distinct levels: a basic that solves the immediate problem, probably like the competitors, or like you have now. Second, premium, which is prevent future problems. Third, elite, which is transform their situation. Then step 3 is value stacking. For each level, add core services that solve problems, convenience factors that save time, status elements that make them feel special, expert guidance that provides peace of mind. And then step 4, price architecture. Use what the 2, 5, 10 formula. Your basic is your standard price. Your premium, that second level, is 2.5 times the basic, and your third level is 5 times the basic. This will multiply your revenue. 2, 5, and 10. And step 5, marketing framework. For each individual bundle, clearly communicate the problem it solves, the results it delivers, unique benefits, risk removers, and status enhancers. Ladies and gentlemen, to get a copy of the book, Powerful Business Strategies, simply go to our website, www.nextstepcfo.net. It's totally complimentary. And until next Monday at noon Eastern Time, for Chucky Obio, I'm Michael Barbarita, and remember, don't keep doing what your competition is doing.
You have been listening to Powerful Business Strategies, finding out that everything you ever learned about growing your business is wrong. Tune in next week and every week at noon Eastern Time on W4CY Radio with your host, Michael Barbarita of Next Step CFO and moderator Chucky Obio.